Florence Villemino. Hello, Florence.
Hi.
So the papers, of course, all covering the results of the first round of parliamentary elections.
Absolutely, it's the big story of the day. It's on the front page of just about every single paper here in France. We're going to start by looking at the left-leaning Libération. There you see a very smiley President François Hollande casting his ballot yesterday in Tulle. La gauche plus forte. The left even stronger. Now, of course, as we've been hearing all morning, Hollande and his allies from the left, the Green and the Front de Gauche, came out on top and are set to have a majority in Parliament after the first round. Now, Libération, in the editorial, they point out that even though there's a second round that's going to come up and these aren't official results, this first round has already started sketching out France's new political landscape for the next 5 years to come. And there are pretty much three things to take out of this. First of all, the left is very strong. It seems that from this first round, it's very clear that French people want to give François Hollande all the tools and power he needs to act. Second of all, what does this mean for the UMP? The score, according to Libération, is a total catastrophe for the party. Even though they came out pretty much neck and neck with the Socialist Party, the UMP party is very divided, according to Libération. And the third thing to remember from this election result is that the Front National, with 13 to 14% of the score, is now officially the third party in France.
Now, one of the big losers yesterday was far-left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon, and you just mentioned there the far-right did pretty well. And in this particular case, Mélenchon lost out to Marine Le Pen.
Absolutely. In fact, Libération is calling it a slap in the face for the far-left. Now, the Front Gauche got about 6.5% of the score, and according to Libération, it's tumbling from quite a high place. It's quite a hangover from the first round of the presidential election, where Jean-Luc Mélenchon got 11.1% of the vote. So in a lot of ways, he was the candidate that maybe gained the most on a personal level in the first round of the presidential election. But as you were mentioning, he was beat by Marine Le Pen in the town of Hénin-Beaumont. Now, Nouvel Observateur takes a look at exactly why he lost. Now, they call it a cheeky challenge from Jean-Luc Mélenchon because he challenged Marine Le Pen on her turf. It was kind of a battle of the extremes, a courageous challenge, says Le Nouvel Observateur, but a failure. And according to Nouvel Observateur, he failed because the far left failed to woo the working class.
Now, another party that didn't do very well is the Modem, and that, of course, that's in the centre.
Absolutely, and François Bayrou, who's the leader of the Modem, is facing an uphill battle to retain his own seat in the National Assembly. He only got 24% of the vote.
And he was a presidential candidate.
Absolutely, he was a presidential candidate, and he's trailing behind a socialist candidate in his circumscription. And Le Figaro says that actually the very future of the Modem is put into question. A lot of papers are wondering, what does this mean for France's politics in general? For instance, Les Echos says that it's a return to a bipolar system. France is moving from once being a very multi-party system into one where there are two main currents. A system that's similar to what exists in the UK or the US, where you have this you on the one hand you have the UMP, the right, and then the socialists. So they're calling it this system. And L'Humanité, the communist paper, is calling it the bipolar effect. And they said it's an unfortunate consequence of having a shorter presidential mandate, which means that the presidential election takes on way too much importance, and it deforms the political reality of the country, according to the communist paper.
And the paper is, of course, also picking up on that record low turnout.
Absolutely.
Record high abstention rate.
Exactly. La Croix, the Christian paper, says that you have to really take this result with a grain of salt and remember, as you said, that there was that low turnout, 57% record. Le Figaro also is pointing out this massive turnout, so the right-leaning newspaper, and they say that it's proof that there's not this wave of support for the Socialist Party. According to Le Figaro, voters aren't thrilled about the left. In fact, they say they have no appetite for the left. But the paper points out that within the UMP party, there's this growing sense of panic that the socialists are going to get an absolute majority in the second round. And in Le Figaro, the UMP is calling on people not to give the Socialist Party a blank check. They're warning about this omnipotent socialist party, and because it says that the Socialist Party could dominate the political landscape from what it says the cellar to the roof, so very local elections to the Élysée Palace.
We'll have to see what happens next Sunday. Thank you very much for that, Florence. You're watching live from Paris. A reminder of the headlines. The left comes out on top in France's parliamentary poll.